Yes, yes, yes. You are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi. Listen with Daddy. Okay. We are live. Okay. So, boom, boom, boom. We have confirmation. Are we good? Now let me do a quick sound check. We are live. Excellente. Okay. So, what's going on over here? Okay. Boom. Yes. So, OMG. How do you do? Bonjour, monsieur. Good to have you. Okay, so let me get my screen right. How are we going to do this? Okay, am I ready for FaceTime? Yeah, kind of yay, kind of nay. Okay, more of that later. Who's the daddy? Okay, so this is Boxing Talk with Rafi. What is it, 179? 179. And we got a lot to get through. Let's see if we can do this in a smooth and efficient manner. Okay, where do I start? Okay, first things first. Let's put the link up in the chat. Copy that. And boom. Okay, there it is. So, what kind of a day have I? What are we going to be talking about? Today? Okay, we're going to be looking at the weekend's action, and then we're going to be going on to some news. Or it's news to me anyway. Okay, but first things first, let's welcome in the early birds. The early bird number one, James Jameson. Mystic Meg says the show starts at 10 p.m. I beat her by half an hour. She was half an hour out. Pacquiao versus the drunken potato-headed McGregor. Another farce. Saying that, I hope McGregor gets knocked out badly. Says James Jameson. OMG. Okay, Jeeves clearing off the 10-foot dining table. Indeed, you are right. I think I got a healthy meal, but it could have maybe the dessert was a bit too much. I think the dessert put me over the edge. You know, when you got your belly full and you just want to ease back and relax on the couch. But no, we've got serious business to attend to. Jay Perez up in the building. Excellente. Okay. It was a great weekend of boxing. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that in a second. But first, I have a revelation. To share. You see, over the weekend on Sunday, I was clearing out. You know, I was absolutely shattered from staying up for the whole of the boxing events late till 6 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, that was a bad idea. I was wrecked for Sunday. But nonetheless, I decided to easy with the trifle. DJ Georgie Porgy up in the building. So I decided to look at some old photographs. Remember the days when you didn't take photo when you didn't even have mobile phones before mobile phones were even invented. I think they had those big car phones. It looked like you could carry them out of the car maybe, and it looked like it was a phone attached to a suitcase. Yeah, those are the only mobile phones available. And so if you wanted a picture, you had to have a camera and you had to have film in it. The film was expensive. Then you had to take it to the chemist to have the films developed so you could see all the pictures that you messed up. Okay. So I was going through my old, Rafi was doing an audit. Rafi was doing a photo audit. And I was going through some old pictures. And yeah, going down memory lane. And it was interesting. It was interesting. Some very interesting pictures in there. But one thing I realized, one thing I learned was that a mustache don't suit the Rafi. Why were there so many pictures of me with a mustache? It don't look right on the Rafi. Why the hell could someone have not taken me to one side and says, Rafi, lose the tash. Don't suit you. I don't know why. It was cruel. It was cruel for someone not to tell me that a mustache don't suit me. Yeah, it's very, very strange. I don't like those. I don't like mustachio Rafi. Don't look good at all. And it's strange and it's interesting. In those days, I didn't have a goatee. Didn't have a goatee. And but now I do. And now I don't have a mustache. I got rid of it. I saw the light. I saw the light. The invention of the wheel. I haven't seen that one. Is that a film? I haven't seen that one. Didn't have a goatee back then. Just a tash. But now I've reversed it. Some time ago, I must have realized the tash didn't look right on the Rafi. And I got rid of it. And I replaced it with the goatee. And it's funny. Because I think now I found a solution. Forget about the tash. Go with the goatee. Suits me much, much better. James Jameson is a man who loves a tash. He said a man is not complete without a nicely trimmed tash. Not for me, James. Not for me. Never again will you see a mustachioed Rafi. Mustachioed Rafi is a thing of the past. James Jameson says real men wear their tash with pride. OMG. No mustachioed Rafi. That's a thing of the past. That's just letting everybody know. Letting all my subscribers know. Never again will there be a mustachioed Rafi. I have the receipts. I have the evidence. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. Okay. So, boom, boom, boom. That was my little revelation of the Sunday auditing. Took stock, pictorial stock. What's these people saying? Fight team. Rafi, did you enjoy? Let me open that up. What does he say? Rafi. Oh, Raphael, actually. Raphael, we hope you had a great experience watching PBC Charlo doubleheader. We want to hear from you. Did you enjoy it? Let us know what your experience was. What is this? If it happens, it's on fight. Cheers. Fight team. What should I give them? Yeah, there was no problems with the picture. Crystal clear. Apparently, I can have it on all my devices, so I can replay. I don't know how long the replay is going to be there for, but yeah, I can watch it on all my devices. So let's give them. Well, it couldn't have been better. So really, it's a 5-star, isn't it? Well, who gives 5 stars? You never give the maximum. You just give a reasonable. Let me go. Where is it? Hope you had a good experience. Yeah, okay. There we go. 4 stars. Thank you for rating us. Okay, that was one click. Thank you. Didn't take up too much of my time. Okay. Not even a little Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, well, you know, it's not only Charlie Chaplin who had that tash. It's not only Charlie Chaplin that had that tash. You know, we don't want to get things confused. Okay, so we've had the warming, we've had a little revelation. I think I'm not going to reveal anything more about the pictures, but yeah, let's just say they were highly revealing, interesting. Okay, so let's get straight into the boxing. Let's get straight into it. Where do we start with this shiznix? Charlo doubleheader PPV. Jamal Charlo deserves decisions. Okay, let's go. Let's go with this. Let's line this up. Let's line this up nicely. Okay. Picture looks good. What's missing? Boxing talk with Rafi. There we are. Okay, that's perfect. What happens if I take it away? Okay, that's acceptable. That's acceptable. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, greetings to everyone in the chat. Feel free to smash that like button upon entry. Okay, so let's where are we going to start with this shiznix? Okay, I think we should start with Josh Taylor. Where is he? Taylor. Yeah, there we are. Okay, and as a matter of fact, let's share that. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Now you know. Okay, so is that visual? You see that properly? Let me take it up a notch or two. How's it look now? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So Josh Taylor destroys Kong Song in one round. I mean, do I really need to use the... There you go. Okay. Right. So, yeah. So Josh Taylor Saturday fought Kong Song, Thailand's Kong Song, and I don't know how many people saw it. It was a one-round destruction. Strangely enough, Kong Song was looking good. I thought, wow, this guy looks, he's moving around. He's showing ambition. He's popping the jab out. And he was looking good. And then Josh Taylor decided to turn it on. Say, okay, let's have a tear up then. You've come to scrap, I've come to scrap. Let's have it. And a couple of seconds after the attitude switch of Josh Taylor, boom. What was it, a left hook? Was it a left hook to the abdomen, the side of Thailand's Kong Song? And that's all she wrote. Kong Song crumpled to the ground, crumpled like a cheap suit. And it was, oh no, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And now that reminds me that there is an article. There is an article by, what do you call him? What's his name? It's Bob Arum. Bob Arum had something to say about this situation. So let's see if we can find that real quick. There is he. There's Arum. There we are. That was public war over mandatory situation. Yeah. Okay, so that ties into this. So let's have it. Okay, so Bob Arum, are we still sharing? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so Bob Arum vows a public war over mandatory mismatches. It's a effing disgrace. It's a effing disgrace. Okay, so top-ranked chairman Bob Arum was watching on ESPN Plus on Saturday as the unified junior welterweight titleist Josh Taylor smoked obscure mandatory challenger Kong Song in the first round at the BT studio, Your Call, London. Okay, and to say that Arum was disgusted with what transpired would have been an understatement. The fight was Arum's first as Taylor's promoter since signing him in January, because it had been delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic. It was hardly worth the wait. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace, Arum told Rafael Dawkins Combat Radio moments after the bout in a classic tirade. Arum was disgusted that Taylor was forced by the IBF to fight Kong Song, or he would have been stripped of one of his 140-pound belts. While Taylor, 17-0, 13 KOs, 29 of Scotland, has unified 2 belts and beaten the likes of Regis Prograis, Ivan Branchik, Ryan Martin, Victor Postal, and Miguel Vasquez. The resume of Kong Song, 16-1, 13 KOs, 24 of Thailand, was devoid of even a recognizable journeyman opponent. I'm not taking any grief. I will wage a public battle. I'm not going to allow a business that I've been in the boxing business for over 50 years, to be destroyed by these organizations. Arum said, livid, that Kong Song had been forced upon Taylor. Okay, so I don't think he's singing Sweet Caroline there. Okay, so Taylor took Kong Song out with ease in his first fight since unifying his belts against Regis Prograis in October. Okay, it wasn't spectacular. The poor guy a minute later might have gotten killed. The guy was never in with a world-class fighter. The guy never was in with a world-class fighter. Neither has Catterall been in with a world-class fighter. Arum was referring to British fighter Jack Catterall, who has a light resume, but is the WBO mandatory challenger for unified titleist Jose Ramirez, and who is supposed to have the next shot at him, even though Arum wants to match Taylor with Ramirez, whom he also promotes for the undisputed 140-pound crown in the first quarter of 2021. Arum goes on to say, of course, that didn't get Taylor ready for Ramirez. It was a waste of time and money. And I can say, woe is me, because who paid for this? I did. But I didn't really pay for it. ESPN paid for it. But we had to pay out of our budget with ESPN to get the fight on. What a waste. I remember all the mandatory crap we've done over the years. That was not good. But you guys have to write about it and embarrass these effing organizations. So Arum is not happy. What's going on here? Arum said he would soon speak to the WBO president, Pacquiao Vassell, about the issue, even though the WBO already has mandated that Ramirez must fight Catterall next. Pacquiao is reasonable. We're going to talk about these mandatories are killing the sport. What else we got? Oh, and yeah, Arum always likes to finish off with a little joke at the end. Little joke at the end. He's a proper little storyteller at times. He goes, if Anthony Joshua beats Pulev and Tyson beats Wilder again, we want to do a Joshua Tyson Fury fight for the undisputed title. And Usyk is the mandatory. But we cannot let that stand in the way. Okay, so Bob Arum, he's got an axe to grind. He's not happy with these ridiculous mandatories that are being forced on people. And I have to say, I'm kind of in agreement with Arum on this. You know, you got these crazy mandatories. These guys have to fight. It wouldn't be so bad. It wouldn't be so bad if these mandatories were, boxers of note. But too often, they are boxers of no note. Hardly heard of. Yeah, so you know what? Gotta side with Bob on that one. It's not in the public interest, not in the boxing public's interest to be having these useless fights. It's redonkulous. Absolutely redonkulous. Okay, where are we at? Let's have a look in the chat before we move on. Where are we? Left hook under the ribs. Why do I find Ben Davidson so offensive? Is it the smugness or just the hair? I don't know. Ben Davidson, I don't know. I don't find him offensive. He's just there, isn't he? He's just there doing whatever it is that he's doing, holding pads and whatever, getting people motivated. That said, Ben Davidson has left him and switched back to switch back to the Tibbs. He was never trained by Mark Tibbs, but he was trained by Mark Tibbs' father. What's his name? Mark Tibbs Sr. Trevor Tibbs? No. Whatever, Tibbs Sr. He was trained by Tibbs Sr. and Mark Jr. He was around. He was in the corners, etc., soaking up the knowledge. So he knows Billy Joe, and Billy Joe has decided to leave Ben Davidson yet again. He wants to try something different. True traveler, traveling here, traveling there, changing camps, changing from. Hold on. Was he with Ben Davidson? I don't think. No. Billy Joe Saunders wasn't with Ben Davidson. He was with the Ingle camp, wasn't he? Yeah, Brendan Ingles' son, whatever his name is. Yeah, it was with the Ingles, training at the Ingles gym out there in Sheffield. That was his last stop, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. So he's left the Ingles gym. Billy Joe Saunders has left the Ingles gym and he's gone over to train with Mark Tibbs. Gone back into the arms of the Tibbs. Okay, so what's going on here? If Josh goes into deep water, he may find Davidson wanting. Deep water. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna find Davidson wanting. Davidson was there for all of the 12 rounds with Fury and Wilder. And you could say that he employed the wrong tactics. See what you're saying? Let's see what you're saying. Konsong had his body open. He has a kickboxing like guard. Yeah, I noticed that. He's a Thai guy. So I'd be very surprised if he wasn't originally a kickboxer. I did notice that kickboxing. He did have a kickboxing feel to him. Not that we could really establish that much from 2 minutes? Was it 2 minutes? But yeah, I think he looked like a kickboxer. just under the floating rib. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, of course. You know I had to pull out the Bob Arum. Konsong could not walk out of the ring alone. He might have broken some ribs with that punch. Uh-oh. Hope not. Bob Arum is nearly as old as Dino Ortiz. Dino Ortiz. OMG. Okay, so what's happening here? Yep, left himself wide open. Cal L up in the building. Yes. Bob Arum smokes more dope in a week than Snoop Doggy Dogg. Usyk deserves his chance. Wilder screwed the division, not Usyk. Yeah. Wilder screwed up the division whilst holding up, whilst stalling out the thing, whilst not facing Dillian White. Yeah, stalled it. Now things are backed up. Arum is right in a way. Some of these mandatories, we don't know who they are. Yeah, it's no point. It's a waste of time. Venerable Mr. Tibbs. He was with Davidson before Ingles. Yeah, he's been switching between Davidson and the Ingles, but now he's added in a triangle. Now he's made it the perfect triangle by adding in Mark Tibbs. So now he's going to be floating between three trainers now. And sometimes he jumps into Tyson Fury's camp. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ropes in what Sugar Hill Stewart. Although his real surname's not Stewart. I can't remember what his real surname is, but he's gonna rope in Sugar Hill and turn it from a triangle into a perfect square. So Billy Joe, the epitome of a traveler, traveling here, traveling there. Yeah. So what was I talking about originally? Okay, that's the Bob Arum situation. That's the Josh Taylor situation. That's the mandatory situation. That's too much messing about. Mandatories people are never heard of. It's ridiculous, and I have to side with Bob Arum for once. Gotta side with him. It's got a point. I'm with Bob on this one. Okay. What are we looking at first? Okay. Yeah, let's have a look at this one. Let's see if I can make any sense of this one. No, I shouldn't really do that first. Well, let's have a look at... Where are we going to go next? Let's go Dorticus. Let's go Dorticus versus Breedis. Okay, so over the weekend, let's share this. Let's not be selfish. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so there we are. Okay, so let's line this up and let's talk about this. Okay, so Dorticus says congratulations to Breedis. I'll be back stronger than ever. Okay, so season 2 of the World Boxing Super Series came to its conclusion on Saturday night with Marius Breedis taking home the coveted Muhammad Ali trophy after a thrilling encounter against Unil Dorticus at the Plasmedia Studios in Munich, Germany. Where's Heinrich Schmitz? Should have told us how this was received in Germany. Okay, so WBSS Cruiserweight final. Behind closed doors was a close battle, but Latvia's Marius Breidis repeatedly troubled Dorticus with powerful counterpunches during a commanding performance. Okay, so Dorticus, the Miami-based Cuban, was never far behind, and one judge scored it a draw with a tally of 114-114, while the other two officials handed in wide verdicts of 117-11 for Breedis, who claimed the Muhammad Ali trophy, the ring belt, and the IBF strap. Okay, so Marius Breedis and Unil Dorticus were defeated semi-finalists in season 1 of the WBSS Cruiserweight tournament. It's been a long journey, said Breedis. I am thrilled to finally get my hands on the Muhammad Ali trophy. Dorticus was as tough and strong as expected, but after a few rounds, I could figure out what he was going to do. I want to thank my wife, my team, my fans in Latvia for being with me all of the way. Dorticus said, I would like to thank the WBSS for this opportunity once again. It was a close fight, and I thought I was closer to victory than the scorecards read. Congratulations to Breedis and his team. The KO Doctor will be back stronger than ever. Marius Breedis is the 5th winner of the Ali Trophy, and the Latvian joins an illustrious line of boxers who have won the revolutionary bracket-style elimination tournament. Alexander Usyk, Callum Smith, Josh Taylor, Nao Inoue, and Marius Breedis are forever linked to the greatest of all time. Okay, I watched some of the fights. Remember, we was channel hopping. Was going from the PBC card to this. I think, what was the fight that we watched first? We watched, oh yeah, that's it. It was, no. It wasn't the PBC card. It was the Frank Warren card. You watched Josh Taylor beat Hong Song in the first round. I think we immediately switched over to the WBSS and saw this fight in progress. If you want to hear the rundown of that, then check my videos on the channel. We have a video dedicated to this. I think the fight starts halfway through after we switch from Taylor, Konsong to Breedis, Dorticus. And what I saw was what I expected to see. Dorticus, the Cuban, now living in Miami. He's got a higher knockout ratio, pretty high knockout ratio. I think out of all his fights, only 2 have gone the distance. The others he's knocked out, and I think he's now picked up 1 win, maybe now 2 losses. So I knew he was a knockout guy. I said if it finished by knockout, then Dorticus would be the winner. But I expected it to go the distance, the 12 rounds, in which case Breedis, the more complete boxer, to be the winner, and it played out exactly as I had anticipated, exactly as I had predicted. Breedis, the Latvian, is a more complete boxer. And it's kind of interesting, kind of strange, because here we have the Cuban guy. They're supposed to be the pinnacle of style of boxing, but no. Dorticus is limited in comparison to Breedis. Yes, it was a close fight, but Breedis was just doing more often. So finished just the way I had expected it to. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Breedis emerges the winner and is now the holder of the Muhammad Ali trophy, the Ring magazine belt. He's a lineal cruiserweight champion, and yeah, of course, a little thing like the IFB belt, the IBF, not the IFB, IBF. Okay, so that is the tale of Dorticus Breedis beating Cuba's Dorticus. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And where are we now? Let me go and have a quick looky in the chat. Chatty patty. we at? Where we at? Where am I going to go next? That looks good. Okay. Let's have a look in the chat. See what people are chatting about. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a little looky. What's going on? What's going on? The Tibbs are solid trainers. Yes. I think there's a piece in Nigel Benn's book. Who was a one-time trained by Tibbs. He went, well, you know, yeah, Tibbs had his little boy in there. He was only 18. Talking about Tibbs Senior. Tibbs had his little boy in there. He was only about 18. I thought, well, what's he going to do for me in the ring? He's there in the corner. What's he going to do for me? He can't do anything for me. I'd have been better off having one of my brothers in. You know, I always wondered what he had this little kid doing. He couldn't do anything. Couldn't do anything. What was he in there for? Might as well have had one of my brothers in. But of course, the kid he was talking about is Mark Tibbs. So Mark Tibbs, his dad was very clever. He brought somebody else in the corner who would be of no use to the fighter. But of course, years later, it would be very much good to Mark Tibbs himself. So did Tibbs Sr. sacrifice the fighter to mold his young son? I say yes. I say, like Nigel Benn says, it was a bit cheeky. When you've got a corner, you want every man in there should be performing a task. He shouldn't just be holding the sponge and holding the bucket. Nah, get him out. Get somebody in there who can add something. Mark Tibbs in them days was adding nothing. But his father was very clever, very crafty. He was taking away from the fighter. But he was gaining experience for Tibbs himself. Very clever. So now, all these years later, he's had 20 years just listening to his dad in corners. 20 years of observing fighters in corners. But should he have been there? Nah, not really. Should have had some experienced guy who could have given some input instead of having little Mark Tibbs in there. Just watching and learning on the job and getting paid for it at the fighter's expense. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So, controversial thoughts being shared right here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Combat Radio. Yeah, I said it. OMG. Okay, so next comment. Can Josh clear up this division? Josh will be unified. There's no doubt about it, because who else has he got to get through? Ramirez. He's got to get through Ramirez. He will get well. Will he get through Ramirez? I think he will. I think Josh is just he's got to get through Ramirez. Will he get through Ramirez? Yeah, listen. Josh is an evil little I'm scared to even say a naughty word in case, because the YouTube, the Jackboot boys, they're on me. Josh is an evil little so-and-so. He's a vicious little so-and-so. He's like a stout. He just wants to grab little rabbits by the neck and pop them. Trust me, he's a vicious little fella. He's a vicious wee lad. Vicious. I see viciousness in him. And, that's useful. That's useful if you're vicious and you're in this kind of trade and you just want to obliterate your opponent. And I see that in Josh. He's going to be unified. He's got to get through Ramirez. He will get through Ramirez, in my opinion, my humble opinion. I'll put some money on that. Blighter is a vicious little blighter. Uncle Burnt apostrophe up in the building. Okay, people who are just tuning in, you are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Okay, so smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button. Okay, so let's continue. Josh called out Ramirez. If the fight happens, winner will be undisputed. Absolutement, absolutement. I hate Breedis' style, but he's pretty damn good. He's very good. He's very good. Yeah, I would put money on him. I would have put money on him. I told everybody he was gonna win by points. I told you how he'd win. I told you who would win and the manner of the victory. I was very, very confident in that. Very confident in that. Yes, indeed. I think he will do it. I'm very confident in that also. I think Josh will become unified 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Breedis has recently talked about the possibility of moving up, but it's pretty busy up there. It's pretty busy up there. Best keep his ass down in the cruiserweights. You know, there's a lot of things to be worked out right about now. It's about time to be moving up to heavyweight. There's a log jam caused by Deontay Wilder ducking Dillian White. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, learning the trade on somebody else's dollar. Tip Senior was in charge of the corner. One singer, one song. Ben didn't do bad. Ben only spent a portion of his time with Tips. If you remember, Ben moved around a bit. He did move around a bit. Yeah, little blighter. Vicious little blighter. He'll do it. And Josh has bad intentions. You need that in boxing. Absolutely. Absolutely do. Absolutement. Yes. Okay, so where are we? We're moving on nicely. It's a nice place. Remember, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Okay, let's blast through this. That's a nice picture, I must say. Jamal Charlo and Derevyanchenko. Okay, let's go. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Mohegan Sun, Connecticut, WBC middleweight champion Jamal Charlo, 31-0 and 22 KOs. Picked up the most significant win of his career with a 12-round unanimous decision win over the ultra game Sergey Derevyanchenko. Okay, and let me just leave it on that picture there because I've just realized. Hold on, what the hell's going on? What the hell is going on? Can somebody please tell me what is going on? Okay, I just realized I should have something I should have done. So I should have shared this. Shiznix. I should have shared this Shiznix out. Should have shared my own shizzle and fertilized the earth. I forgot to do it, bro. You know, better late than never. Let me just drop this. Boom. Let me just share this real quick and real smooth like. Okay, let's get this out. Copy that. Uh-oh. 52 minutes ago. Boom. Seems like a lot of people have gone live today. Oh, shizzle. Shizzle my nizzle. Okay. That was 52 minutes ago. Where we at? Boom, 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 boom. Like somebody's beat me everywhere I go to share this shizzle. It's already been shared. Who's this? Who the hell's that? Huh. Okay. Share that nonetheless. Boom. And let me share it there too. Okay. Just got to do the due diligence. People know it's there. Okay, let's come out of that. And what is that there? Okay, let's get into it. Let's get back into it. Okay, so the score was 116, 112, 117, 111, 118, 110. Damn, those two last ones were very, very wide. I had it much closer. At the time, I was watching it about 3 a.m. In the morning, UK, Sunday morning, 3 a.m. And I don't know. I just saw it way closer than it seems everybody else. I don't know. Was it because he was that late, or was I just more tuned in? I don't know. I haven't watched the replay. I'm gonna have to watch the replay. But I saw it like 2-3 points separating them. But that does not seem to be the general consensus. The general consensus is that Charlo beat this guy by a handy margin. That's not what I saw, or that's not how I perceived it. I thought it was a damn close fight. I thought the Charlo won, but yeah, Derevyanchenko's face was busting up, and now he's talking about dropping down a division, dropping down from middleweight to super welterweight. So maybe everybody else is right and the referee's wrong, but I thought it was close. I haven't watched the replay. I'm going to have to go and watch the replay. But I did think it was a close fight, even though Derevyanchenko was getting battered. I thought he was landing more. I don't know. I thought Derevyanchenko was landing more shots. Charlo landing less shots, but the harder shots. That's how I saw it. It's going to be interesting to see your observations. Okay, so Charlo was working the jab at the start of the first. For most of the round, it was Charlo's jab doing most of the work. The second round was closer, with both having their moments. I was saying, okay, so it looks like this is the fight in pictorial mode. Okay, so they were getting more active with their punches in the third. Near the end of the third round, Charlo rocked Derevyanchenko and nearly sent him down with a few follow-up shots. They were trading punches at the start of the fourth. They were both throwing a lot of shots, with Charlo being the more accurate. Okay. Cut open around the right eye of Derevyanchenko in the fifth. He began throwing a lot of punches in that round with both hands. Derevyanchenko was doing well at the start of the sixth, was really taking the fight to Charlo with punches to the head and body. Charlo was battling back with the action breaking out. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So why the wide margins? I don't really understand. Yes. Charlo battered the face of Derevyanchenko. But nonetheless, I still saw it as a close fight. Trading continued in the seventh, with Charlo landing the harder punches. Derevyanchenko's face was really falling apart, but he was still very much in the fight. Derevyanchenko came roaring back in the eighth round with his body work. He was also doubling up on his punches to the head of Charlo. At the end of the round, Charlo once again rocked Derevyanchenko. So that was in the eighth round. But all of the work had been done by Derevyanchenko. Yeah, Charlo came back. I gave Charlo the round because he rocked Derevyanchenko. But that pretty much epitomizes the fight. Derevyanchenko doing the most of the work, with Charlo with the heavier shots. You be the judge. Okay, so yeah, Charlo with the jab started the ninth. He was boxing and connecting with big punches when Derevyanchenko would come inside. Both of Derevyanchenko's eyes were swelling up at this point. Both were throwing hard shots. At the start of the 10th, Derevyanchenko was making things close near the end. You see what I'm saying? Talking about making things close at the end. So why the wide margins? Why the wide scoring margins by two of the judges? I don't get it. Okay. Charlo was jabbing and connecting in the 11th. Derevyanchenko was doing well, but Charlo was doing the better work. What do you mean the better work? He was landing the harder shots. I'm talking about the better work, the harder shots. Yes, the better work. I don't know. They battled for most of the 12th, with Charlo appearing to hurt Derevyanchenko. And you see. Let's look at that statement. They battled for most of the 12th, but I didn't see them battling for most of the 12th. I'm going to have to watch the fight again, but I saw Derevyanchenko taking it to Charlo. In my memory, to my mind, maybe it was too late. I don't know. I'm going to have to rewatch it, but to my mind, Derevyanchenko was doing all of the work in the 12th. Charlo barely did anything apart from eat shots in the 12th. You know, I do believe that Charlo won. That is very clear. But it was a close fight. It was a close fight. And I don't like the way Charlo basically, he got outworked in the 12th. He just took it off. He was getting smashed in the face. He was getting punched up in the face in the 12th. That's my recollection. But yeah, he did turn Derevyanchenko's face into hamburger meat. He did do that. Looks like he sent him down now to super welterweight. OMG. That's the shot right there, isn't it? But how can I say? Congratulations to Jamal Charlo. That's the middleweight Charlo. On a splendid job. Absolutely splendid job. I wanted to see this fight. I wanted to gauge. We've seen Derevyanchenko so much. We kind of know. We kind of know what kind of level he's at. So I really needed to see this fight to gauge, so I could gauge Charlo. And what did it say to me about Charlo? Says to me that he is better. He's better than I had realized. Yeah, he's good. He's solid. But my problem with Charlo is a problem that I have with the certain power punches. He's a power puncher. Excuse me. Hold on, let me just put my legs up here. I need to elevate my legs. I need to get comfortable. Okay, so I don't think this is gonna last very long. I'm in the squeaky chair. I just realized I'm in the squeaky chair, but it's the more comfortable chair. But anyway, the thing with Charlo is that we need to see him against somebody like a Derevyanchenko, somebody who's been tried, tested, and somebody we've seen look like he beat. Some people say he beat Jacobs. Looked like he beat Triple G. And Charlo beat him. Charlo beat him fair and square. But that also gave me some insights. I think Charlo is a little bit stiff. I would like to see more fluidity. I would like to see more feints, and I would like to see more power variation. in the jab. Looks like he was focusing on stiff jabs the whole way, but no. I think a little soft jab, a little shimmy, and boom, sets up the right nicely. Not necessarily the power jab, or a little tapping jab. It'd be nice if he mixed up his jabs, mixed up the power ratio, mixed up the power output on his jab, and I think that would serve him well. Come in with a little double jab, where the hard one is the second one. Yeah, mix it up. Keep it varied. Keep the opponent guessing. And the footwork. I saw him going back a lot against Derevyanchenko. I would have liked to have seen him press the action. I would have liked to have seen him go forward sometimes. I would like to see him go forward, turn a corner, then boom. You know, little double jab, light one, heavy one, then boom. Yeah, light one, then heavy one. Oh, it's just light. It's just light. His jabs ain't that hard. Then boom. More variation. More variation. It's a little bit too linear. It's a little bit too straight line. Seems a little bit too stiff. I know. There are power boxers, power punchers. Some power punchers do have that stiffness to them, a little bit rigid. But I'd like to see him lighter on the toes. I would like to see him vary the power in the jab. You know, alter the power. Soft first jab, hard second jab. Double it up. Double it up. Go downstairs a little bit more. Although he did go downstairs. Yeah, but overall, what am I saying about Jermell Charlo? I was impressed by it. I was impressed. So well done to Jermell Charlo. Jermell. Where's the mute button here? Where's the mute? Okay, there it is. What we saying now? Let's have a look in the chat, see what's going down. Okay. Right, let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so where are we? Okay, 1 on the second, Charlo, correct at 10-1. Receipts left in the live stream. Excellent. Okay. Ray Arcel started by holding the bucket in his 20s, learning the trade. You have to start somewhere. Yeah, you have to start somewhere. But Nigel Benn was basically saying, well, yeah, you're starting on my time. You stay in the gym, mate. You do whatever you got to do, mate. But when it comes to a second in the ring, I want somebody with experience. You're no good to me. Little 18-year-old lad, what good are you to me? Why are you in my ring? Why are you in my ring instead of somebody with experience? Somebody who might have, something, a little pearl of wisdom at a crucial time. And I agree. I agree with Ben. Should have had somebody experienced in there. Yeah, it's good. Worked out well for Mark. But I think Ben has a valid point, So it's an interesting little side topic that nobody has ever thought of, nobody has ever brought up to the best of my knowledge. So you're getting some exclusive stuff right here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Boom, boom, boom. Jamal looked good. He needs to keep fighting this level of opposition. Not sure he will get the fights he needs at middleweight. All the top fighters are on other platforms. Yes. In comes the Philip Carl Robert. Where are we? I agree with your take, Rafi. I actually had Derevyanchenko winning 7-5 on those grounds, but can't argue with the swing going Charlo's way, as I see it. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a lot closer fight than people are saying. Like I said, I'm going to have to rewatch the fight, but what I saw was a very tight fight. Very tight fight. That said, Derevyanchenko ain't no mug, so that's not a slight on Charlo. That is no slight on Charlo. I rate Derevyanchenko. We've seen what he's done. We've seen what he did against Jacobs. We've seen what he did against Triple G. So Charlo pulling off the victory, and I do think Charlo won, just not by the margins that some have said. I think it was real tight. Sounds like 2-3 rounds. I think there was only 2-3 rounds in it. Okay, 2-3 rounds is a lot, but that's what was in it, not 6 rounds. That's just my humble opinion, of course. I.e. close rounds and the visible damage, definitely, yeah, that definitely. One of them was busted up and one was not. There was a massive difference in size between both Charlo. Both Charlo must have rehydrated to light heavy. Yes. And in comes the man like Iron Kong. Iron Kong, how do you do?
Hey, Rafi, how you doing, man? Good evening. You hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear you loud and clear, bro. Hear you loud and clear.
Hey.
It's good of you to jump on. So we're talking about the Jermell Charlo versus Derevyanchenko. I had it real close. I had Charlo winning, but I had it very, very close, closer than most are saying.
Yeah, I watched the fight today. I didn't get the chance to watch it live. I used my unscrupulous means to watch the fight again today. And yeah, I mean, it was a close fight. I had Charlo winning, but I'm not sure it's as wide as they had it. But I had Charlo winning the fight. I picked Charlo to win the fight before that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Charlo would be bad for Derevyanchenko because Sergey takes a lot of punishment.
Mm-hmm.
I had Charlo stopping him because I think Charlo was just a young, strong man, and he takes too much punishment to try and get in on people. And he hung in there, and it was really close.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had it like about 3 rounds. I had about 3 rounds in it. Some judges had 6 rounds in it.
No.
It was closer than that. It was closer than that in my humble estimation. How many rounds did you have in it, or did you not mark it? Or
I didn't really mark it, but I didn't really mark the thing. But I watched the whole fight, and it wasn't that wide.
Yeah,
I would really have to go back and watch it round by round. But just watching the whole fight, couldn't have been that wide. No.
I had it close. What Derevyanchenko's talking about dropping down to super welter.
Oh man, can he make that drop though?
Well, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about it clearly. He feels that maybe Charlo was so big to him that he thought, forget this. I'm going back down.
I guess he figures he's fighting people who could fight super middleweight. And they're cutting down to 160.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, what's the point? Let me just cut down to 154 and fight down there. Hey, I understand.
Yeah.
Charlo is saying he's not moving from 160. I'm not sure what else he does at once. I did a stream on it earlier. But Sergey going to 154, not a bad plan. 154 doesn't have any killers down there. 154 doesn't have any one guy who is unbeatable down there. So yeah, why not?
Yeah. So that's the landscape. Jermell Charlo, middleweight WBC middleweight champion. They're talking about Canelo as being the biggest. Well, it ain't no cherry, but it's the biggest option down there.
Yeah. Well, if you believe Oscar, Oscar had said before that they did offer Charlo the fight, and he said no. Right? Before that, he said no. So if you believe Oscar, he's already had that opportunity and turned it down. But maybe he feels he's worth more now after beating Sergey. I'm not sure how much more he's worth after that. But I mean, it's a fight I'll watch. But who knows when Canelo is going to start fighting again? Because Canelo is in his debacle with DAZN and Golden Boy.
Yeah.
So who knows? So he turned down that fight with Andrade. Remember?
Yeah, Andrade. Yeah.
I have no idea why he turned that fight down.
Maybe because he feels he wouldn't be able to hit Andrade.
That's the problem. I told people before that Andrade will win the fight because he can make the fight really negative.
Yeah.
And he can draw it out into a long decision. So I mean, they're not anxious to fight Andrade because, as you said, he's not going to be able to just brutalize him like he did with Sergey. Andrade's not going to come on and try and get in your chest like that.
Exactly.
Right? So, I mean, what are the options at 160 for him outside of the champions? Because the champions, all the other champions, are someplace else. And he's turned them down. If you believe Oscar, he's turned on Canelo already.
Yeah, I think that's the general view. He did turn down Canelo previously. I think Oscar said he wanted crazy money, but maybe that money now ain't so crazy now. Maybe that money don't seem so crazy now.
Maybe, but
yeah,
is that money gonna be, because you now have to build Jamal Charlo as a pay-per-view fighter? And can you build somebody, especially in America, that's already wishy-washy when it comes to boxing?
Yeah.
You want to now build him in a slightly dead market in a pandemic, and who knows what's going to happen in America in the next maybe 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Does Charlo do another pay-per-view? And if so, who is that pay-per-view fighter, if not the other guys at the zone?
Yeah. Who the hell is he gonna fight on pay-per-view? What is this? We got Glenn Avery in the building. Okay, excellent. Right. So, how do you do? Everybody hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Okay, so Jermell Charlo not got many options. Looks like if he wants to be a pay-per-view, he's got to be looking at crossing the road.
He has to. Remember, Eddie Hearn had said that he was willing to, if they can match the offer, he'll send Andre to Showtime to fight Charlo. And I was like, just take the fight. Like, what's the problem? I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see. It's gonna be very interesting in the next few months, because I think I saw an interview. Yeah, I did. I know I saw an interview in the post-fight interview when Jamal Charlo said, "Yeah, I want to stay pay-per-view. I want to stay pay-per-view attraction." So, in order to do that, my friend, you're gonna have to cross the road. You're gonna have to get what do you call them? I don't know what you call them over in America. We call them lollipop ladies. You're gonna have to get a lollipop lady because they have this long stick, metal pole with a big round thing on it. So they call them lollipop ladies with the fluorescent coats, so they can be visible. So it looks like Jamal Charlo is gonna have to get the services of a lollipop lady to help him across the road.
Hey, there you go.
Over to the zone.
Man, I'm saying, like, today I was going to the 160 division. There is absolutely no one else other than champions that anyone cares about, right? Yeah. Canelo is not likely to come back down to 160 anytime soon. He has a belt at 160, which he's not defending anymore, right? And they're not going to strip him of that belt. The WBA is not going to strip him of that belt. So I think it was Unbiased was on the stream, and he said he suggested Eubank Jr. I said Eubank Jr. versus Andre makes more sense because Andre's promoter is a UK promoter. Yeah. Eubank Jr. versus Jamal Charlo in America is not pay-per-view. Right. However, if you do Eubank Jr. versus Andre with a very good card, at the very least, Eubank Jr. is known in the UK. I'm not saying he's a big star. Right. But he's known because of his name, Billy Joe Saunders, and it'll do better on Sky than it would on, say, Fox or Showtime pay-per-view. Right? Yeah. So, I mean, do you see Eubank Jr. and Jamal? Because that's the next fight, obviously, because Eubank is over there. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Well, Eubank is over in America now, actually. He's training. Yeah, right. He's training with Jones. Right. And he signed with PBC over there. Yeah. So who else is there? If it's not Eubank Jr., who else is there for Jamal? Nobody. If you look at the WBC 160,
Yeah.
the two people under Deverenchenko are the two people in Andre's WBO, which is Jaime Munguia and Liam Williams.
Right.
And really, you think any one of those two is going to do anything on pay-per-view for Jamal Charlo?
No, absolutely not. Even if it's not on pay-per-view, it still would be like, whoa, come on. So yeah, looks like Jamal Charlo is at an interesting place right now. If he wants to stay PPV, looks like he's gonna have to cross the road. He's gonna have to come and see somebody like an Andrade. What about, hold on, but Andrade is super middleweight now, isn't he? Or is he middleweight still?
No, Andrade is middleweight. He's 160 middleweight.
Boom. It was Billy Joe Saunders who moved up to super middleweight. So yeah, there you go. Boom. Andrade. Canelo, he's got troubles in the courts. In fact, I think this was the last day his last day he had the chance to resubmit his claim. I'm gonna have to research that in a second before we finish the show to find out the status on that situation. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay, people are just listening intently. What's this? Was that 78 who called in on the Jamal post-fight press conference? I don't know. I didn't hear him. If it was him, I didn't hear him. So I don't know. Okay, so we go from Jamal. Let me stop sharing that. And let's have a look. Let's go from Jamal and go to Jamel. Which is the appropriate article that we can look on for Jamel. Okay, there's a few of them. But they're talking about Jason Rosario more so than Jamel. I want to focus on Jamel. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. Okay, let's share that. What is this here? Boom. Okay, so that should be up on your screen. Okay, I see it. Good visibility on that. Let's get it up just a little bit more. And okay, let's have a look at this article. Okay, so Jamel Charlo drills Rosario with a body shot jab for a KO. Yeah, I saw the body shot jab. It looked like a standard jab, but the way Rosario reacted, it was like, whoa! I thought dude was gonna die. I'm not joking. I thought the dude was gonna die. He seemed to go into spasms, convulsions on the ground, to a jab to the body. But people don't seem to be taking into account that he'd been dropped 2 times before. So he was already in trouble. And was that the shot? No, I think this was one directly to the breadbasket. Yeah, looked like he was in convulsions. Iron Kong looked like he was in convulsions when he hit the ground.
Man,
Body shot jab.
I didn't watch the fight, but I was listening to y'all play-by-play, and
yeah,
it sounded like he caught him with a good jab. But after the fight, I heard some of you guys saying that it looked fishy, it looked weird. I don't know. I haven't seen the fight, so I don't know.
Well, it looked weird. It did look very, very weird. I've never seen anybody go into convulsions from a body shot before. The man fell on his back, and he didn't seem to be holding his stomach. It looked people who drop from a body shots normally fold forwards, and they're in the all fours position, or they're on the side, but they normally got their knees brought up. This was unlike any other reaction to a body shot which I have ever seen before. I think this is the shot here. Fell on his back for a start. People normally fall forward or to the side. The knees are normally up. But fella just fell flat on his back and seemed to be having spasms and convulsions in this position. It was highly bizarre. Never seen a reaction like that before. Do I think it was fake? Do I think it was a fix? No, I do not. I think it was legit. I think Rosario had been dropped already 2 times already. He was in a damaged state by the time it got to that. And it could have even been cramps. Could have even been cramps. Like his body looked stiff there. That's consistent. That's consistent with some kind of cramping. So a combination of the body shot, triggering the cramping, keeping him straight and rigid like that and convulsing. There you go. That is my best hypothesis. Iron Kong. Okay. So I think Iron Kong is just doing something there. So Jamel in the ring, Jamal outside of it. Both of them world champions, both of them retaining their world championship, plural, and Jamel in the ring gaining another belt to add to his collection. I think that was the IFB. Was that the IFB? IBF, sorry. I think that could have been IBF.
I think he got the WBA and the IBF.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was 2. Oh, yeah, because Rosario. Yeah. That's right.
Who beat Hurd.
Yeah, that's right. So it's WBO and the IBF. Okay, dang.
No, he got WBA,
not the WBO, the WBA and the IBF. Okay. So both brothers there celebrating. Yeah. So it was a good day. What do I think of Jamel's performance? You know what? By that time, I'd gone through the intermission. Now, even people in America had struggled with the 40-minute intermission between the bouts, not the bouts, between the first half and the second half. They had it split in 2 cards. The first card featured top of the bill, Jamal Charlo, middleweight, and the second half, we had to wait 20, 30, 35, 40 minutes for the second half. Now, that was rough for the people in the USA. But by that time, it was something like about 3 a.m. in the UK. And, the referee was finding it hard to keep his eyes open. So that's certainly a fight I'm going to have to watch again. I did watch the fight. I did call the fight. But I'm going to have to watch it again. I'm sure I missed a lot of the subtleties. But there's no doubt who won that fight. It was Jamel Charlo. He dropped Rosario 2 times before he finished him. I think he dropped him in the first round. I'm pretty sure he dropped him in the first round. So yeah, all credit to Jamel Charlo. Both Charlos, I think that they did themselves proud. They did themselves proud on the weekend. Clearly, Jamel Charlo's win was more emphatic. And so he walks away justifiably being top of the bill. Yeah, he brought more excitement than Jamal did. That has to be said. What else is there to say about it? He's victorious. Oh yeah, well there is something to say because now there's only 1 belt outstanding. Iron Kong. He's unified and he's only 1 belt from being undisputed.
That's right.
So
I think the next move for Jamel is to throw an offer to Patrick Teixeira at Golden Boy and give him the opportunity to fight for undisputed. Teixeira has a WBO belt. He's not doing nothing at Golden Boy. He's not doing no big numbers over there. What else is he gonna do with the belt? So make a nice offer, because it's not gonna be super expensive, because everybody knows the situation. Teixeira isn't doing nothing. He's not no big fighter nowhere. He has a belt. He has Jaime Munguia's old belt, right? So give him an opportunity to fight for undisputed. I don't think Jamel should take a step back at all. He's on a nice roll. I don't think Teixeira is no big threat to him. And he can become 4-belt undisputed. That's just my opinion. I don't see the need for him at all to go fight someone else or roll the dice with someone else. Just go all the way. Next fight, 4-belt undisputed.
Well, I think Teixeira has a mandatory. Teixeira has a mandatory in the form of Castano. Coming up on the screen now, I think. Okay, so Castano, Brian Carlos Castano. So look at some of the stats here. Age 31, 5'7". 16-0-1. Okay, so that looks like Teixeira's mandatory. I don't know if it's set yet. I don't know if it's just being spoken of. I don't know if it's official. But Castano seems to be the one standing between Teixeira. Let me get out of that. Go back one. Standing between Teixeira and, or rather, Jamel Charlo and Teixeira. Teixeira 31, 1-0. Should be on your screens any second now. So that's the one. He's got the WBO super welterweight, junior medal, super welterweight. Super welterweight or junior middleweight, however you want to call it. He's the one who's got that WBO strap. The only one currently eluding Jamel Charlo. So that's the fight. That's the fight I want to see. Now, like I said, there's Castano. I don't know if he's the official mandatory. I don't know if they're enforcing that. I don't know if it's been official yet, but he is the man who seems to be in the way. Castano standing in between Charlo and Teixeira. And then the question is, who does Teixeira want? Because he might just go ahead and fight Castano, get another paycheck before he goes in with Jamel. So looks like Jamel's just one fight away. Might have to take a fight. If Teixeira fights Castano, then looks like Jamel will have to take another fight, and then all being well, it will be Jamel Charlo versus the winner of Teixeira versus Castano. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see how that plays out. Iron Kong.
There's really no point. Well, in my opinion,
yeah.
I mean, we've seen people sign provisional agreements like, okay, you know, if you do win this fight, we go straight into an undisputed fight. So there's no harm in reaching out to his team. No, I don't know. I mean, people have a way of saying the Golden Boy and PBC don't get on. Look, if there's a fight to be made, you don't have to be friends. Okay? And Golden Boy would do well to do something by a fighter whose name is not Canelo. You know, Golden Boy, you know, should give Teixeira the opportunity to fight Jamel Charlo for undisputed. Otherwise than that, no one cares about Teixeira and what he's doing with the WBO belt. No one cares. And you can really hype it up. I think Charlo, 154 Charlo, is in a better position in the short term than his brother Jamal, because he actually has all the belts. in his reach, and he can make this fight with Teixeira. I just don't see the point. I mean, who else is in Charlo's range right now? He has people like Jarrett Hurd. Probably might want.
He's just beat Rosario, so we got Williams is there, Hurd is there, Lara is there, Castano is there, Harrison is there, Lubin is there. All of those.
I think he'll fight Lubin. He'll fight Lubin.
Yeah, Lubin just coming off a win last weekend, I think it was. Yeah, it was last weekend.
Yep.
Lubin's there. Brooks.
In the WBO, no one cares about the WBO. Look at the WBO rankings. Does anybody there, do it for you to say, "Oh man, I want to see him and Teixeira fight"? No one.
As the WBO is on this side here, WBO with Teixeira. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at these rankings in the WBO. Of course, we got Castana, Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu is coming off a big win over what's his name? Horn, Jeremy Horn. Smith, he doesn't really move the needle, does he? Hurd is there again. And a few others. Brook, Garcia, Brook, Inoue, Fowler. There's a lot of guys there, but how many really move the needle?
Nobody. That all of those fights will be undercard fights for a bigger fight.
So yeah, so you reckon it's Lubin?
It'll be Lubin against Jamel, but I think they should still send a something provisional to say if we both win our next fights, if we can't make the fight happen next, we should fight for undisputed. That's my opinion.
That'll be great. Okay, let's go over to the chat. What's going on? Let me have a look through the chat, see what people are saying. Okay, so what's going on here?
Having a conversation about bare knuckle boxing.
Bare knuckle, they're talking about bare knuckle boxing. Okay, I ain't too good for the skin. Look like Paulie Malignaggi. Looked like he had his hair cut by Edward Scissorhands, and when Edward Scissorhands was drunk. Okay, what's this? What's going on? Mickey Theo is the UK's hardest over 50s second-hand car dealer. Okay. Ronnie Pickering is over 50s bare knuckle champion. Everybody knows this. Mickey Theo is 95% steroids. Uh-oh, that's not good for the heart. I'll enlarge your heart and give you a kidney failure. I'll give you kidney failure. That's not good. Undisputed boost the market value. Casuals love it. Good call, Iron Kong. What's going on here? Heinrich Schmitz coming out with some jokes here. Coming out with pure jokes. Okay. So let's just scroll through this real quick like. Okay. And so I chopped it up. It needs to get to Teixeira. Jamel Charlo needs to get to Teixeira and get himself into position to be undisputed. I think these guys have really raised their I had some questions. And I think they've mostly been answered. They are better. The Charlos are better than I had previously thought. What are your final thoughts on the Charlos, Iron Kong?
Nah, man. I mean, I give him all the props in the world. I'm not going accuse Jamel of fixing a fight. I mean, the only fixed fight I've seen in modern history is when Deontay Wilder got fixed his fight with Malik Scott. That's my opinion. That was a fixed fight, right? But I didn't see the Jamel fight, so I'm not going to jump on that. But he's doing everything that you're supposed to do in boxing, which is fight the other champions, unify the divisions, and become that one face, one name, right? That's what we all say we want, even though some of us say we want that, but not really, So I give him all the props. Jamal, did a good job against Sergey.
Yeah.
But his position remains the same. All of his opponents are somewhere else. I give him all the props, but I am interested to see what he's going to do next, because over there, I mean, in the WBC rankings, it ain't much there for him to do.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So we've chopped up the Charlos. We've gone through that. We've gone into that. And so, yeah, my final words on Charlo is the Charlos, both of them, is that they are better than I had previously thought. So congratulations to them. They've both beat. I think the betting was that, the Jamel versus Rosario was the fight that had most people in doubt. I was 50-50 on both. I find it difficult to split them. Derevyanchenko, I rate Derevyanchenko, and I thought that he might bring enough heat and enough pepper sauce. He might bring enough hot pepper sauce to derail Jamal. As far as Rosario was concerned, I thought he was game, but he didn't look very game. I'm going to have to rewatch that fight. Like I said, I watched it in the wee hours of the morning, and I can't remember the minutiae of it. Yeah, I was definitely tired. I don't know if I'll be staying up that late again anytime soon. But I'm definitely going to have to watch that fight again. But Rosario didn't seem to bring it like I thought he was going to bring it. Or is it that Jamel was just too much for him? Clearly, it was the latter. Jamel was just too much for him. Okay, so let us move swiftly on. Like I said before, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. What's going on here? What was that question there? It's an interesting question. You guys think Chisora will win against Usyk? Usyk is the clear favorite, but I think that if Chisora can stick his head on Usyk's chest, which is a very difficult task, but if he can do that, then I think Chisora could bring the upset. Is that likely? No, it is not likely. Is it possible? Yes. And for it to be a scintillating fight, I think that Chisora is going to have to put his head down and he's going to have to charge it. He's going to have to charge at him, switching angles. He's going to have to fight Joe Frazier style, crouching dragon tiger style. He's going to have to crouch, do a lot of bobbing and weaving, and working off the hooks to the head, hooks to the body. That would be my recipe for an exciting fight. Iron Kong, what say you?
Oh, sorry. I think it's the same thing. He has to, really make it a dirty, aggressive fight.
Yeah.
He has to make it like really uncomfortable for Usyk, but for that, he's gonna have to cut that ring off, and he, as you said, try and get your head in his chest and work that man's body. Break down his movement. We'll see if Chisora can do that, but we'll see if Chisora has a way of being a completely different fighter sometimes. Like one time he's really amped up, And the other time he's really uninspired. But since he's been with David Haye, he's been looking good, right?
Yeah.
So, but if he's not amped up for this fight, then he's not amped up for any fight. You know what I'm saying? So he has to make it a really high energy, real aggressive fight. He has to.
Yes. 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 Absolutement. Absolutement. Okay. So let me line this up. Is this our last topic? This could be our last topic. Let me line this. Oh, who is this? B. Cortez. I don't recognize any B. Cortez. I don't know if I know any B. Cortez. Who is B. Cortez? B. Hello. Hello.
Bruh.
That was Dixon Vinegars, our regular trial up in the building. Dixon Vinegars. Not today, Josephine.
How are you, mate? You're right.
Dixon Vinegars unmuted himself. Not tonight, Josephine. Not tonight. Well, good to hear from you, Dixon Vinegars. Just go in the chat and play. Go in the chat and play. Okay, so let me line. What's this in the chat here? What's this in the chat here? Philip Khan Roberts says no. Oh, smash that like button, folks. Not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button. Hit all of the good buttons. Okay, and I almost forgot. I got to give it up to the James Jameson. Got to give it up to the Lisa Bales. Who else? Damn it. Can't remember. Oh, let me fix this right now. There's no time like the present. I know a way I can get the information that I need. What I gotta do is go into YouTube's back doors, and I can find all the data. What is it? Is it this button? Where is the right button? Damn it! Where is the right button? Where's the button that I'm looking for? I know there's a button. There's a button for everything around here.
Hey, Rafi, I'm gonna slide off, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, much appreciation, Iron Kong. Thank you very much. Iron Kong's got his own channel. Go over there and hit that subscribe button. Iron Kong, much appreciation. Take care, my friend. Jump on anytime.
Yeah, man, Rafi, easy, no?
Blessed. Okay, so much thanks to Iron Kong for jumping on. And let me see if I can find where I'm looking for in real time. Putting pressure on myself, but it's okay. Got to be able to do these things. You got to be able to be fluid. You got to be able to find what you want to find. Okay, so that's not what I was looking for. But I'm going to go again. Let's see. In YouTube, we've got some new buttons. See if it's this one. Boom. You see, where is it? Persistence pays. I've got there. I found it. Okay, so got to give a shout out to the people who contributed to the PPV over the weekend, and we're looking at the James Jameson. Much appreciation. We're looking at the P. Newell, all the way from New York. We're looking at the Freddie Mars, and we are looking at the Lisa Bales. So all those people contributed and enabled me to purchase the PPV, the double header on Fight TV UK. So much appreciation goes out to those ladies and gentlemen who we call super chat dominators, who help us to do these things. Okay, so let's get on to our final topic. Let's come out of that. Why am I still in there? Let's come out of that totally. Leave. What are we sharing? Are we sharing anything? No. Let's share what we're sharing. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that share button. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I think you're seeing it. I think you're seeing it. Hold on a second. I'm still in the conversation about the Usyk thing. Philip Carl Roberts says, no, Usyk will have too much movement for Chisora. Yeah, that's why he's the favorite. But if Chisora, Nick wants to make a fight out of it, wants to optimize his chances, I say he's got to go in. He's got to go in. He's got to make it as rough as possible. He's got to try and get in on the chest of Usyk. Is that probable? No. Is it possible? Yes. So we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see the tactics adopted by Chisora. Let's see. Ruben Guerrero up in the building. Says Usyk's been sparring Vlad when he was active and School Joyce in the WSB. Yes, yes, yes. Chisora looks bad against movers and southpaws. Yeah. I guess that's why they got him in there. That's why they got him in there. Because they're expecting him to look bad. But we know what he needs to do. James Emerson says Usyk will stop Chisora between the 9th and 12th round. Very likely. Very, very likely. But we know what Chisora needs to do. Chisora is also open to lefts on occasion. Hay and White picked up on that and KO'd him. Dame. Dixon Siders for president of the moon. Well, I think I've heard they've just found water on one of the planets. So, it might be viable, might be very viable. Opinion on David Price, big pricey. Well, big pricey, he beat Tyson, he beat your boy Tyson Fury in the amateurs. Did you know that? Price versus Babik. Hey, why not Price? Why not? I want to see Price against Filip Hrgovic. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have a special announcement. I launched a campaign over here on Rafael Dawkins Combat Radio to get in the way and to stop Filip Hrgovic versus Anjay Pala. That was the fight that Filip Hrgovic was supposed to have this weekend, gone. But due to the campaign, I like to think it was due to the campaign launched over here, Rafael Dawkins Combat Radio, lambasting the fact that Hrgovic was going to be fighting a guy who had been retired for 6 years and whose last fight was 6 years ago against none other than David Price. It's my pleasure to announce to you that the campaign was successful. I'm tripping up over my words. I don't know if you've noticed, but the campaign was successful, and Filip Hrgovic did not fight Anjay Pala over the weekend. Fought some other guy, fought some other no-hoper, whose name escapes me, but victory belongs to the Rafael Dawkins Combat Radio. We were successful in stopping the debacle, which would have been Filip Hrgovic versus Anjay Pala. That fight did not occur. I swapped him out. So we were successful. Yes. Big pats on the back. Okay. Indeed. Some people say that, we won't get into that. Maybe we say that for another time. Yes. Okay. My personal opinion on Yoka, yeah, I agree. I think he's one of the best prospects coming up right about now. And I look forward to seeing more of him as, I did the show. I think I was one of the few people to cover that fight live where we got to see. Well, I got to see, you got to hear. Well, you got to see as well because I shared some of that shiznix up on the screen. We got to see Tony Yoka destroy the durable Johan Duapas, his fellow Frenchman, in one round. So we got to see that. I did that live. Anybody who has not heard, watch the fight, then by all means, go over to that video after this show or whenever you see fit. And check out that live commentary on the fight, which I did over here at Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Okay. What are we here? What we got here? Hrgovic versus Price. OMG. What have you got against Price? Well, let's see it. There's some synchronicity there. There's some symbiotic or symbiotic or whatever. There's some simpatico with the situation, bearing in mind that Hrgovic was going to fight Andre Pala, who hadn't fought since 6 years ago, and his last fight was a 3-round knockout at the hands of David Price. So if Hrgovic was happy to fight one of Price's leftovers who hadn't fought since, then why not fight Price himself? Two long guys. Let's see him. Let's see it. Why not? Chisora fought Price 6 months ago? Yeah, let's have it, mate. Let's have it. The bronze. You think the bronze bomber? The bronze plumber is gonna shy away from Hrgovic? Let's have it, mate. Let's have it. Let's do it. Okay, what we got here? Yoka looks pretty good. Yeah, Yoka looks like the real deal. Who is David Price's trainer? That's a good question. Who is his trainer? Who is David Price's trainer? That one's for the chat. Ruben Guerrero says could see pricey box rings around Hrgovic. OMG. Oh gosh. Price is a good boxer, but Hrgovic will land and it will only take one punch, unfortunately. Listen, I say Pricey catches him with the right uppercut. You heard it here first. Pricey takes out Hrgovic with the right uppercut. OMG. Y'all must have forgot. Did you not see the destruction of the White Rhino, of the White Rhino's soul at the hands of the Bronze Plumber? Eh? No, I think your people are underestimating the Bronze Plumber. Where's Waldo? Waldo's in Florida with the new strength trainer. He's with a new strength trainer. Yeah. Pricey beat Fury in the amateurs. Beat Fury in the amateurs. I'm surprised they never. Some people say that Fury didn't want it. Fury didn't want it again with Pricey. The length. Some people say that Fury's scared of the length of Pricey. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go that far, but hey, you'd have thought that Fury would have wanted to avenge his defeat at the hands of Price in the amateurs. but apparently not. Hey, styles make fights, my friend. Style make fights. Philip Carl Roberts saying the Rafi is being optimistic, to say the least. Hey, Rafi is optimistic. I'm an optimist, born optimist, to say the least. Okay, so, and when her was saying Alan was 2 fights away from a world title fight, OMG. Okay, so remember I told you we're here for a good time, not for a long time. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And if you want to go the extra mile, hit that share button. Okay, any good button you can see, smash it. Right, so let's get into, oh damn, it's already there. It's already there up on the screen. Let's get on to this one. This probably gonna be the last topic of the day, of the night, well, wherever you are, of the morning. You know, we cover all territories. We're worldwide. Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio is worldwide. I got a big reach. Okay, let's get into the final topic of the day. Okay, so there's been much talk about it. I never paid any attention to it. I thought it was crapola. You like that one? Crapola. Don't even accentuate the A. Just bypass it. Okay, hopefully it messes with the algorithms so the YouTube jackboots won't come for me. They won't come for me. Okay, so Conor McGregor versus Manny Pacquiao. The Filipino confirms fight against the UFC superstar in the Middle East. Okay, so Manny Pacquiao has confirmed he will fight Conor McGregor in the Middle East, and this is from The Independent, ladies and gentlemen. The Independent. Okay, it's not no little red top. It's from a respected publication. I thought it was nonsense. I heard the whispers around the water cooler. You know, I heard whispers and mutterings. The Pacquiao was going to fight McGregor. And I did not really take it seriously. But damn, I've seen it in multiple places now, multiple sources. The Manny Pacquiao has confirmed he will fight Conor McGregor in the Middle East next year. Okay. The UFC superstar was supposedly retired from fighting after vowing to walk away from the octagon for a third time in 4 years, but the 32-year-old created a buzz on Friday by revealing a mega fight against the legendary Filipino Manny Pacquiao. Okay, so what is this? Okay, we don't really need none of that. Read none of that. We read some of this though. This is pertinent. This is pertinent to the situation. Okay, for the sake of all the Filipino, I'm going to do it in the Manny Pacquiao's voice. And put some respect on his name. Let's do this Manny Pacquiao style. Okay. For the sake of all the Filipino COVID-19 victims, Manny Pacquiao will be fighting UFC superstar Conor McGregor next year, said Pacquiao's office. The huge portion of his earnings will proceed to those who are affected nationwide by the pandemic. Okay, so McGregor had taken to Twitter earlier, claiming it would be an honor to share the ring with the 8th division world champion. Okay, unboxing Manny Pacquiao next in the Middle East. It will be a true honor to have faced two of the greatest boxers of the modern era, said Mayweather, said McGregor. Okay, so Pacquiao 41 last fought in July 2019, beating Keith Thurman to take his record to 62 wins and 7 defeats with 2 draws. Okay, so McGregor versus Mayweather. I always have to start at the back and work to the front. Have you noticed that? When I try and start at the front and work to the back, it don't work. It gets all messed up. Look, see what happens? But if I start at the back and work to the front, there's no problems. Hey, damn, some life lessons in that for you. Okay, so McGregor versus Mayweather was one of the most lucrative fights of all time. But why did they put McGregor's name first? Strange. Generating $450 million in pay-per-view revenue, although the fight itself delivered very few fireworks, as Mayweather won with relative ease. Okay. So Mayweather versus Pacquiao would likely generate huge interest also, particularly in the Philippines, where Pacquiao is hugely popular. Okay, so that's the story of Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. Where's McGregor's picture? Is that him? Damn, McGregor's put on some weight. OMG. You need to get back in training, mate. You need to get back in training. Okay, so let's get into, is that Adele? Is that Adele? Yeah, she slimmed down. But the funny thing is, I think she looked better when she was, larger. I think she looked better when she was larger. Hold on, we'll talk about that in a second. But first things first, let's stay on topic. Damn it. Stay on topic, damn it. Okay. Where are we now? Where are we now? Damn, the chat is on heat. Okay. Have a look what's going on. Okay. Chat seems to be in order. Let me drop that down. Okay. Right. So where did Mr. Jones say that? Where's Mr. Jones? Fury KO's OMG. Anything's possible, highly unlikely. I think it's more likely that Joshua KO's Fury. If he goes 12 rounds, then that's Fury's best bet. If he goes 12 rounds, that's Fury's best bet. Deontay Wilder takes his wife's pills to stop him getting pregnant. Bomb squad. OMG. Okay, James Jameson has made the tin ring yet again. Okay, marveloso. Put a bit of color in the chat. That's what we like. For as little as £1 or $1 or €1, you can put a bit of color in that chat. Heinrich Schmitz. Okay, much appreciation, James. Much appreciation. Okay, so where are we in this chat? Okay, so where are we? Heinrich Schmidt says Fury is going to eat Joshua alive at the press conference. Well, that's funny because I've heard that sentiment expressed before, but I think Joshua is going to be coming with some logic. Joshua's going to be coming with some logic. So, you know, logic defeats BS. That's what I say. Logic defeats BS. So, you know, it's going to be interesting for sure. It's going to be very interesting. But which Fury is going to show up for the press conference could be a different Fury each time. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes, yes, yes. Where are we? Where are we? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Saif Bud up in the building. Yes, yes, yes. Much appreciation, much appreciation. Making that bell ring. That's how we get the PP views over here. PPVs. That's how we get the PPVs. Thank you very much, Saif Bud. Link in the chat if you want to pop on for a few minutes before we end the show. Just gone through an article where Manny Pacquiao says that, yes, it's true. The rumors are true. He's looking to fight Manny Pacquiao. So, Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao, Conor McGregor. It's crazy, yo. I guess that's what they're talking about when it's talking about super fights in the Canelo contract. That's what they're talking about when they talk about super fights in the Manny Pacquiao in the Canelo contract. I think it's these, well, they should say super freak fights. They're talking about super fights, but they really mean super freak fights, and this is a super freak fight kind of thing. Okay, so let me get into some more of these sentiments uttered in the chat. Philip Khan Roberts says, I will look forward to that. Fury can be funny in press conferences. Wilder is done before Fury starts with the banter. Next time, though, those excuses by the LDBC equals RIP. Heinrich Smith's brutal. He says Wilder will claim that he had the COVID. Uh-oh. What we got? Okay. But AJ doesn't have the reach of Wilder. But says Heinrich Smits. Yeah. So what did Wilder do? What did Wilder do? You mean AJ needs the reach of Wilder to beat him? Is that what you're saying? I beg to differ. I think he needs the focus, the footwork, which he's got. Slip some punches. He needs to dip and slip, boom, kaboom, dip, slip, kaboom, boom. You heard the recipe. Dip, slip, bip, dip, slip, kaboom. Yeah. Dip, slip, and rip. Kaboom. That's the recipe. You heard it here first. Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, who is Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones is probably Dixon Vinegars. Mr. Jones is probably Dixon Vinegars. OMG. Fury will always have the edge as he beat a younger Vlad. Yeah, but Fury shouldn't have been in the ring on that night, though, my friend. Fury should not have been in that ring. He tested positive for nandrolone earlier on in 2015 after he beat Christian Hammer. So Fury should have been on a drug suspension, my friend. Let us not forget. Fury should not have been in that ring that night. Should have been serving his drug ban. You know what I mean? We have to bear that in mind. Okay, folks. And I think we've done it. The Manny Pacquiao story versus Conor McGregor is real. It's really going down. It's really happening. Thank you to everybody who came in here tonight. Hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button. And yeah, what else do I say? Like, subscribe, comment, share. And remember to hit that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about follow me on Twitter. And don't forget about the live shows. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares. And it's the hitting that bell icon. Didn't I already say that before? I think I've said it all before. So, next live show, if it's not tomorrow, then definitely it will be Wednesday. Ask Rick. Remember, Rick didn't have a strong signal last time out. He was out and about. So we didn't get to speak to Rick last week, but we will get to speak to Rick this week. All being well. Pac-Man versus Hatton. For real, for real. No bargain, no deal. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And I'm out. Thank you to everybody. The Super Chat dominators. People who are watching it now and in the future. Boom. Blessed.